Hey, welcome. This is going to be an interesting one because we're going to be applying some grid area names, and this is going to make it more understandable what the names of each one of these items are. So we do have a header, we do have a footer, and then we've got some content here. So let's place one on the left-hand side where we've got kind of a left-hand side menu. 2 can be our main content area, 3 can be to the right of there, and then these can be a 3-column container area. So let's apply some names, and what we're going to do for this example, we're going to hide the header and footer from the page. So just applying the styling, so the 2 elements with the tags of header and footer, I'm going to set to display none. So that's going to hide those from the page. And then we're going to use the 3 that we have here. So 1 can become a header, 2 can become a main menu, 3 can be a main content area, 4 can be the content on the right hand side and then below, and then 6 can be the footer. So let's do it that way. And first let's go into the styling and make a selection of the elements, and we need to give them a name. So using grid area, we're going to specify a name for the element. So the one with the class of 1 is going to be header, and 6 will be footer, and 2. So usually you would have more semantic names for these instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this can be the menu area, and we'll move it over to where the menu area is. Next, let's select 3, and this can be the main area. 4 can be the left. So I just call it main left and then main right. This just allows us to reference these. And then the last one is going to be 5. So I'll update this to main right. So now that we've given names to the elements that are contained within container, now we can apply the grid. And for the grid template areas, we can use these names to reference them and position them. So let's set up the grid template. And you do actually want to keep the template names fairly short if possible. And this one's going orange, so let me update that to the menu. So the template areas, now we can specify how we want the content to be laid out. And you do that within quotes for each template row area. So if we want it to have the header across the top, we would specify the header this way. Now let's create a new line for that. And if we want the footer, so now that we've identified those, and save it, let's see what this looks like. So now we're taking up 1 and 6, and this 5 is still getting in the way, so let's make some more adjustments to this. So let's add another line. And so within this line, we want to set the menu on the side. And the rest is going to be main, 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 main. And one more row. So we'll have 3 for main left and 3 for main right. Let's see what this looks like. So now we've successfully created the header area and the side menu, the main content area, and 2 columns below, and then the footer area. And this is all using the grid template areas. So you do have to consider and design it how many columns you want, how many rows you're going to need in order to create the grid, and then assign the names to the various elements that you want to use, and just use the name in order to set how many columns, how many spots or cells in the grid it's going to take up, and then just put single quotes around it, and that will allow you to construct the grid template areas using the grid area names. So try it out, and this is another really easy way to make the construction. And if you do want to adjust it to be a 5-column type structure, and that's not going to fit well with the main left and the main right, but you do have to take that into consideration, that if you do want to have them evenly, you need to have an even number of columns. If you have an odd number of columns, you won't be able to evenly distribute the cells across. So plan it out first and then construct it using the grid template areas.